Change is nothing new to Syracuse's north side, but the Lotto's Bakery has been around for quite a while.
The bakery has always been the strong business here on this part of Division Street.
Have a good day.
108 years in the same corner, producing what they know how to do best: bread.
We've tried to stay to our roots. We do it the old-fashioned way.
Di Loro's is an example of the heavy Italian influence in the Syracuse's north side. Starting in the late 1800s, numerous Italian immigrants came to Syracuse seeking a better life.
A lot of them came here to work on the railroad.
And many of them settled down with their families on Syracuse's north side, which at the time was a traditionally German neighborhood.
The Germans also settled on the north side, and as they began to develop and to integrate into the rest of the community, they began to move out of that community, leaving room for the Italians and the new immigrants to move in.
The strength of the influence of the Italian immigrants was so great that even today, the area is known as Little Italy. However, with the years, many of the Italian families began to move to the suburbs, and the demographics of the neighborhood changed once again.
Today we see as Syracuse is one of the largest refugee resettlement communities in the country.
Initially coming from South Asia in the 70s and 80s, and more recently from places like Sudan, Somalia, and Syria, an increasing number of immigrants made the North Side their home, bringing with them the need to create places like the Northside Learning Center to help the newcomers adapt to the culture. This new wave of immigrants brought to the area different languages, food, and religion.
Probably 5 years ago, one of the statistics was that 70% of the world's refugees were Muslim. And that's, at the time, it was certainly reflective of the people coming to Syracuse. And even since 5 years ago, I think that number has probably increased dramatically.
The need of a religious center for Muslim immigrants was certainly there, and in 2014, community leaders found the perfect location. The only problem was the nature of the building. After being closed for 4 years, the Holy Trinity Church was sold to the Northside Learning Center. But in order to comply with the needs of the newcomers of the community, the church needed to be transformed into a mosque.
The magic that's in this place, you cannot find, I have not been able to find elsewhere. There's something magical about this place.
But as Master Steve, a Northside resident Yusuf Soul explains, the transition was not exactly easy.
As you can imagine, there were many people who were a little bit concerned. I heard from many neighbors and people in that area that they were born there, they were baptized there, there were weddings there. The one woman played the organ there for 35 years, etc., etc. So it was really kind of an emotional time for folks.
When new groups of foreigners move into the city, that there's generally some pushback. It's about a lack of knowledge, and oftentimes that's difficult for people to accept.
But the members of the mosque came up with a way to build a bridge, a name for the new worship center that helped the transition. They named it Masjid Isa ibn Maryam, the Mosque of Jesus, Son of Mary.
In Islam, Jesus, peace be upon him, is one of our greatest prophets, and it just made sense to sort of respect and honor the history of that building and that community, and build bridges to the former parishioners and be good neighbors.
During the transformation, thousands of crosses and other Catholic imagery were carefully removed and returned to the diocese. Other items, like the historically protected stained glass windows, were covered in order to comply with the rules of the Islam. But for project manager Ifar Elahi, despite the changes, the building remains the same in many ways.
Because we have some of the older parishioners that do come through the mosque periodically, and they sit and they pray in their own way.
For many newcomers through the years, Syracuse's north side has represented a chance of a new and better life. The North Side welcomed the Germans, the Italians, and now it has become the home of many Muslim refugees. And little by little, the community is learning to embrace change as an opportunity to be better neighbors.
The only thing that goes with you to the grave, it's not your money, it's not your family, it's nothing like this. It's the deeds that you're able to do in the short time that you're on the earth. So to be able to provide and work with people who are less fortunate, whether it's economically or educationally or otherwise, it's very important to me and my family. So it means a lot, more than I can say.
Isabel Sanchez, NCC News. You said you moved last year there. How do you like it?
Yeah.